Ladies and gentlemen and other beings of various descriptions, we are back. We're calling for Chilean volunteers. We did it. We got some Chilean volunteers, I hope. My plan is now call for European manpower. And I think maybe bum rush international force, because it gives us 300 weekly manpower, which is really good. This is for a finite amount of time. So we maybe want to go military production and then get to international force. So we're going to call for European manpower. Even if we gave a rifle to every man and woman in Patagonia, we'd still be outnumbered. To match our enemies, we just call on our comrades in Europe to help bolster our ranks. Luckily for us, the cradle of the world revolution is full to the brim. The revolutionaries who are eager to help the socialist cause. All we need to do is put out the word and help them reach our shores. Please give us more manpower. Chile sends volunteers. Chile has decided to send us volunteers to help us for our upcoming war against Argentina. Their forces will be valued greatly. Huzzah. Look at that. Receiving 1,000 weekly manpower. Gamilon marches on Paris. A few days ago, General Maurice Gamilon launched a successful coup against the Jacobin regime of Marcel Dion. Well, it seems like a staunch attack on the communist democratic system. Many argue the Jacobins would have destroyed the democratic system if not for Gamilon's intervention. Gamilon has promised to restore France to traditional syndicalism, and the process of de-Jacobinization is already taking place. It's still unknown how his plans will turn out. We can only wait. Surprising, to say the least. Escalation of the Harlan County War. Since the beginning of the decade, Harlan County, Kentucky has been embroiled in conflict. The Wobblies and other unions have attempted to organize the miners of the country, facing steep and oftentimes armed resistance from local authorities and company forces. This week, fighting in the county has escalated as the Union militia seized control of much of the town of Harlan, east of the Cumberland River. Anti-Union forces have retreated to the town's National Guard depot. Though Unionists have not fully captured the town, the escalation in fighting, which has left dozens dead in the past months, is reminiscent of the brutal Mingo County War of 1923, and has already resulted in unrest across the United States. America's workers are beginning to stand up. By the way, the Mingo County War is a real thing that happened in our timeline. It's pretty cool. And by cool, I mean kind of messed up. Alright. We apparently have a ton of manpower now. Yay! We should get an international force. There are already untold thousands of aspiring and veteran revolutionaries across the world who are ready, willing, and able to enlist with us. We only need to spread the message and aid as many of them as possible to join us. While this will lead to some coordination issues between our soldiers, it'll sure make our ranks are full. We will do that. And then we will go to economic issues. The Commune of France sends men. Seeing our plight, our brothers in arms in the Commune of France have seen fit to send us a contingent of men to assist us in the coming fight. We'll need all the help we can get. Union of Britain does the same, and the Socialist Republic of Italy does the same. They not only send us a large amount of men, but a significant shipment of arms to assist in our struggle in the revolution. Thanks, Italy. Look at that. We could use some arms. So we want to prioritize reinforcements. And I think Mountaineers, Eyes and Ears, if we can slice it, are probably in our best interest. Militia are not really militia. Do we have any cavalry? Grabbing, like, a pair of cavalry divisions might also be in our best interest. Let's see. We could add more guys here. We need more manpower for that. But it would give us a slightly buffier division. I don't really know if that's necessary. I'm going to ignore that for now. Alright, we're still not producing any infantry equipment, but once we get to doing it, we'll produce it way faster. Maybe we get trucks? Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary. There's a bunch of really not good, inter-war artillery, I guess. No good options. We are at least now have, like, fully kitted out forces. Might as well start exercising. Manuel Carles assumes full control of Argentina. When Manuel Carles executed a coup against the Argentine state in Christmas 1935, the nation was torn apart in a vicious struggle for control of the presidency. LP and forces from the Argentine Navy quickly took over the capital, but were stopped by forces from the army, who quickly began asserting their dominance over the entire nation, leading to a bloody and drawn-out struggle with the fall of Rosario. The vital railway hub for the inner regions, Carles has proclaimed his coup a success and assumed the presidency this afternoon, after a rousing speech for his followers in Buenos Aires, promising to vast territorial expansion, the end of the Red Terror that plagues Patagonia. He is met with a wave of enthusiasm by the struggling people of his country, deeply unsettling. So it's going to be those schmuckos who we end up having to fight this guy. Anyways. We need more guns, including towed artillery. We have no military factory, so I can't even queue it up. Alright, this should be good enough on the, not burning through all our guns front. We have 100. We could have better infantry guy. We can't do a infantry specialist. We could do coordination. Coordination might be in our best interest. Do we have any, like, really good, super awesome? No, we don't. I think maybe we just grab coordination. Misela Fledman. We got an international force. Alright. Now, several things we could do. Ask for guns, but I think we should start making guns. So, 3 economic issues. Patagonian landscape has not been easier in a moment. We need to be smart if we wish to prevail on the battlefield. Prepare for ourselves. We must survey the issues that plague our local economy. It's going to take a little longer, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't like that. I don't like the feeling that we are being surrounded. We don't have enough guns. The 3 economic issues. With the revolution having occurred in one of Argentina's most unlikely places, we are now faced with some extreme economic challenges to overcome in our struggle for liberating the rest of Argentina. Patagonia has been historically a largely undeveloped steppe, with the occasional rural villages and fishing towns. The 3 economic issues, as done by the ruling cabinet, are, number 1, a lack of naval infrastructure with trade and oppose the Argentine Navy in any significant capacity. Fortunately, this is Hearts of Iron 4, so we don't need to care about boats. A lack of basic it's not reality, where you really do. And a lack of basic resources and resource infrastructure. This means that even if there are some limited reserves of iron and coal in our territory, they'll lack the infrastructure to refine and steel, as well as having an underwhelming infrastructure for its transport. Finally, a lack of industry. This one's become the most apparent. We rely on Chile for practically everything, some of the most immediate supplies like food and water. We will need to solve this, not just so that we can further bolster our combined strength, but also so that we can stand up for ourselves in the case that Chile has to pull out their support to defend themselves. If we were to survive against the reactionary government in the north, we will need to undergo drastic changes to get the men and material needed for the revolution to even survive. We must appeal to our allies abroad, get creative, think outside the box. We wish to prevail. We are truly in a precarious position. Whoops. The International Research Organization. As time has passed, becoming apparent the global revolution requires far more than just devotion to the cause. France, Britain, becoming the only highly developed socialist country in the world, it's become widely accepted they should launch long-term research aid programs for long-term research aid program for other countries, and thus begins the so-called Philanthropy International Research Organization, a branch of the Philanthropy International Program aimed at providing technological support for socialist countries all over the world. The question is now whether we should join with his endeavor. Participation sounds good. We don't have a choice, but there really isn't much of a choice to make. Now, is there? Okay. We have some options. Arms smuggling. Good idea. Fishing industry. Who cares? Not anything. Not anything. Not anything. So arms smuggling is temporary, but it will let us produce guns. So I think our current plan, my current plan, is arms smuggling, and then maybe going just down the guns please line. Ooh, we do not have a ton of manpower. So give me guns. First step toward Patagonia industrial revolution is give ourselves the means to defend a revolutionary state. The reactionaries in the North. We lack the means to set up an industrial base. However, we'll need to look abroad for whatever meager resources can get us. We no longer get the effects of the Patagonian population survey, aka the give us lots of manpower, please survey. We're pretty good on manpower, actually. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about getting more manpower immediately. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, 1936 Dublin Olympics. Elitist nonsense. Indochina declares independence. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. The democracy shells Algiers. Reactionaries are now tearing apart their own. Okay. I think we need guns. We need them now. Infiltrating the North also is pretty important. Let's go guns, manpower, infiltrate the North. And then that's probably all we need. So guns first. Chilean military aid. As we stand on the precipice of war, comrades on the other side of the Andes have informed us that they're ready to step up our military aid to us. This will go a long way to equipping our fledgling revolutionary army with proper guns. Should probably also eventually build total artillery. Basic machine tools. Construction. Sure. We're not going to use that construction, but, you know, we're not going to use any of these technologies. Failed army coup in Tokyo. Japanese democracy survives. Alright. War in the Desert. Part 1 of 300. Chile sends rifles. We salute our Chilean comrades. International guns. Our comrades in Chile can only provide us so much in order to make sure every soldier has a rifle and enough ammunition to make up for superior numbers to counter revolutionaries. We'll need to look abroad for help. Thankfully, our comrades in Paris and London will be able to provide us what we need, the spirit of red solidarity. How are we doing on the gun? How are we doing on the guns front? Spirit of command. We can't get one of those yet. Because we need a land doctrine. What are we going to get? Probably Grand Battle Plan, I guess. We could get Special Forces, but also... Probably want to go Grand Battle Plan. Maybe Mass Assault, but probably Grand Battle Plan. Grand Battle Plan, I think, is... Mustafa Kemal shot! The entire Ottoman Empire holds its breath for the future. I think that's the good one, but I don't actually know. Formation of the Moscow Accord. Russia is once again on the world stage. Interwar artillery. Alright. Let's get a truck. They actually have a bonus to research that now. Kublai Khan declares war on the Xinjiang clique. Union of Britain and the Commune of France sends a bunch of guns. Well, they say 1,000, but it's not really 1,000. But whatever. That's a bunch of guns. Look at that. I could probably deploy them as soon as I feel like it. All right. Let's see. We probably want to end the manpower crisis. Desperate times have called for desperate measures. But thanks to our efforts, we can now boast the force. We can stand up to our oppressors in the North. The oppressors in the North. When the fight foe comes to try and take our freedom away, we're ready to fight them with a fully manned revolutionary army. Feel as though I probably want to send a guy to Santiago, but, like, also, I don't. Because I want to, like, not immediately lose. French integralists restore monarchy. Reactionaries devolving into further reaction. Typical! Also, love how stable we are. Electoral deadlock in the United States. Capitalism crisis. What else is new? Also, Yucatan has declared independence. Good for them. Schleicher passes an Enabling Act. Another example of inherent German reaction. Things are happening in Western China. Okay, Spanish Civil War. It was inevitable. Sweden joined the Reichspakt. Alright. We could go to extensive conscription. That would solve our manpower problem. Though it is less of a problem than it was before. Army experience, I don't see that's actually that valuable. Land doctrines being cheaper. War support, political power, stability, all of those are good. More research speed is also good. I think it's probably better to have war support than it is. Yeah. Alright. Infiltrating the North. Fighting our enemy on their terms with the death of us. Instead, we'll destroy our foe by fighting unconventionally and forcing them to be on our terms, not on theirs. Greece joins the Belgrade Pact. Mongolia declares war on the Mach Click. Man, stuff is happening in Western China. This is, I think, pretty normal. Oh, Nanjing is crushing the KMT. That's not great for us. Formation of the Belgrade Pact. Hopefully the Balkans won't start another world war. Romania has joined the Belgrade Pact. Hey, good for them. Liberal victory in Brazil. This bickering of capitalists does not concern us. Fevji Kakmak seizes power. What will the future bring? Indian insurgency's been annexed. How unfortunate for us. Time to start infiltrating the North. We'll start here. And once we do that, we can conduct railway sabotage, create infiltrator cells. Argentina has a vast land of mountains and rivers. Force the enemy to spread its forces throughout the country. If we could infiltrate and sow the seeds of rebellion, we should be able to temporarily tie up their resources in the first crucial weeks of the war. I don't know if that actually does anything. Oh boy, it's 1937. I probably don't need to play. Alright, our saboteurs were caught. That's annoying. La Pampa. U.S. Congress fails to elect president. The bourgeoisie strangles itself in its own constitutional norms. Can he get land doctrine yet? No. Alright, we are going to do a whole lot of this. Okay. Okay. The Ukrainian People's Republic has joined the Donau Adria Bund. We should probably strike the railroads. Argentina is a vast land of mountains and rivers. This forced the enemy to rely heavily on railroads to move their force throughout the country. If we could prepare a series of railroad sabotages, they should be able to temporarily cripple. We should be able to temporarily cripple their mobility in the first crucial weeks of the war. Construction. Probably just want machine tools. I just don't think we're building anything. We're not. Socialists assume full control in Norway. Norway finally broke its chains. The Fourth Balkan War. What's with the Balkans and war all the time? What's with the Balkans and war all the time? Jerry. Alright. So we have successfully done stuff. Okay. Things are going according to plan. I probably should sabotage here. Should also probably get traits. Offense is good. vision recovery rate is also good. Mr. Mac, no. A winter expert? I don't know if that's that useful. But I guess it's fine. Strike the railroads. Railway sabotage in La Pampa. Alright. Unconventional supply networks. That could be good. A grand doctrine. Why? A grand battle plan? That seems also fairly useful. And then, I think we are mostly clear here. We have manpower. We should start exploiting our resources. Do we have any other easy ways to get more guns? The answer appears to be no. The Patagonia economy is grievously underdeveloped, with many of the region's richest being left trapped beneath the earth. There's no reason for this other than neglect of the previous regime. Now that we're in control of our own fate, we'll have to jumpstart resource industry to support both our people and our revolutionary army. Stand up in America, I see. Nice. I am going to just deploy these guys. And I'm going to deploy these guys as well. And then I think it's just going to be militia. Saboteurs successfully infiltrated Mendoza. All according to plan. Alright. Feel like infiltrating Salta is probably also a pretty good idea. Writer Horatio Quiroga commits suicide. The Uruguayan-born writer Horatio Silvestre Quiroga Forteza has passed away in the Hospital de Clínicas de José de San Martin. While he has been diagnosed with a very advanced state of prostate cancer, his death still came as a shock for Argentina's literary scene, as he chose to commit suicide before the disease could advance any further. While the Sociedad Argentina de Escritores, SADE, prepares his funeral arrangements, many of his loyal fans are writing newspaper articles in commemoration and memory as one of the region's greatest horror and tragedy writers, with books such as Cuentos de Amor, de Locura y de Muerte now having become classics of Argentine literature. A sad end for such a brilliant writer. I have no idea when war start. Would like everyone to be... Alright. That's probably good enough for now. Conscription crisis in Quebec. More troubles in Canada, it would seem. Second American Civil War. The destiny of America is at stake. Swedish army declares martial law. One way or another, order returns to Sweden. Saboteurs successfully infiltrated. Very good. Okay. What do we sabotage next? Probably should prepare railway sabotage here. Probably should... I think we'll hit Buenos Aires next. We want to kind of, like, push in. Ideally, we can rely on, like, Paraguay also joining the party. The resource issue. Patagonia, while large in size, has remained mostly underdeveloped, having been taken by force from the natives during the Desert Campaign of 1878. That's really not that long ago. It's, like, only about 50 years ago. Argentina's had precious little time to actually develop the region. And, while some preliminary lumber camps and iron mines have been established, by no means working at full capacity, nor truly exploiting its resources to the fullest. Given our shortage of manpower, the revolutionary government has found no better choice than to utilize those mines and camps as provisional punishment for petty crimes against the people or the government. As such, we may have to divert manpower from our forces towards development projects if we wish to have any access to these resources. We'll have to get our hands dirty. Alright. Time for an industrial planning scheme. Or maybe we should fortify the border. With the enemy's superior... No, we should probably get an industrial planning scheme. The old regime left Patagonia in a state of abject destitution, lacking any semblance of modern industry. Patagonia's own industrial revolution will have the ultimate goal of bringing prosperity to your people. Before we can fill it, we'll need to establish supply chains and need to fuel it from abroad. Not interested in commandeering anything. We can afford the manpower hits. Steel refining, oil extraction. Better than nothing. Alright. What happened in China? The answer is... oh. The Ma clique got crushed. So the remainder had to run scrambling to the Shaanxi clique. Hey, it's the Great Wall of China. Probably want Hotchkiss. Model. Need that at some point. I'm making those decisions mostly arbitrarily. Why is join the Cup Prosperity Sphere? Prepare some terrorist cells. Oh no, our saboteurs were caught. That's not good. Probably do want... probably want, La Rioja. Sabotage. Infiltration. 10th Congress of the Third International. Our British comrades confirm their readiness to host the 10th International Congress. It's time for the Patagonia Workers' Front's confirmed participation. We shall attend. The 1937 Workers' Olympiad. Today in the 1937 International Workers' Olympiad is opened in Marseille. The ceremony was attended by dignitaries and athletes from the entire socialist world. After a parade through the host city, a mass gymnastics event followed and drawing a crowd of tens of thousands of people. After the next few days, athletes both local and from abroad will participate in countless events such as athletics, cycling, and football. Organized by the Socialist Workers' Sport International, the IWO is conceived as the antithesis of the bourgeois Olympic Games, where theirs is a showcase of elitist competition. Our games are based on mass participation and friendship between our peoples. That difference in competition has sure shown its effect in the attendance numbers. What a glorious day for the working man. Wow. Can I press buttons? Yes, I can. Railway sabotage. Peru-Bolivian Confederation restored. The dream of Santa Cruz is fulfilled once more. Ah, yes. Okay. Sure, guys. Whatever you say. I would love a military factory. Abandoning the exploitation and whims of the free market. We'll set up a central planning committee in Puerto Madryn to oversee future developments in the region. By setting clear goals for ourselves and our workers, we'll be able to create the basic industry and infrastructure that Patagonia needs more efficiently. Saboteurs successfully infiltrated. Hey, that's good. Where do we want to infiltrate next? We have over here, and over here. I think Cordoba is probably a good choice. I have not... oh, we can construct supply hubs. And expand. Chilean railways. Probably should do those. Probably should construct a supply hub. And, yeah, we'll expand Chilean railways. Doesn't really matter. I don't hugely need the political power. Inauguration! The 10th Congress of the Third International with all delegates in London. 10th Congress of the International will begin with a speech by Comrade Eric Blair in his so-called shield and sword speech. He underlaid the need for the International to double its efforts towards forging the Damocles, a weapon capable of destroying the reactionaries across the world, once and for all. Bravo, Comrade Blair. The 10th International Congress? Interesting. Filler word. Day 3, Hemingway's speech. With the American question settled, Ernest Hemingway, the Workers' Congress of American delegates to the Congress, took the stage. He thanked all those who support the American cause, called the socialist world constantly battle the reactionaries. The speech was received with great applause, especially by the French delegation. We should prepare some terrorist cells. A great speech. And you know what? That's going to be a great end to this episode. I will see you in the next one. A goodbye.